and this is literally the power of being authentically you.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one of my other biggest lessons is like, um, this is upon reflecting on it. I 100% didn't know or think of it this way at the
Mm-hmm.
time. But you know, like once you kind of learn about the power of words or connecting to your heart and things like that, and I want to tell everybody, I want to fix everybody, and they need to know, and you know, like no,
No.
no. And I get so many shivers now because it's like actually the best thing we can do is just showing up authentically as us
Mm-hmm.
through our actions, through our words,
Mm-hmm.
not putting them on others.
Mm-hmm.
Like even now, say this goes out, the right people will hear it, and the wrong
Mm-hmm.
people, they will listen to the start and be like, what on earth? Click off.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
when we actively, even if it's someone we absolutely love,
Yeah.
go with that intention to tell them, no, no, no,
No,
no, no.
doesn't work.
Absolutely. How are
I'm
you?
fine. I love, the flowers came up, the roses behind you, and then you, and it was really beautiful to see you.
Mm,
And the
thank
plus
you.
with the same color. Ah, how nice,
Yes.
eh?
Yeah, I'm sure we will speak about that. But I'm sure you already know anyway. How are you?
Very, very good, very good. Very, very happy to have you here. I was looking forward. My mirror. I don't know, but
Oh my
so.
gosh. Wow, my heart just felt like when you said that. It's like, yeah, and wow. Beautiful. Thank you. And same with you. And I can see, you know, your love and the little like the childlike wonder in the background. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
How's your day been?
Oh,
Okay, by the way. Sorry.
eh?
Can you hear me okay?
Yes,
Super.
yes, very good.
Yeah, I recently got this like new microphone, so I don't know if people can hear me or not. I just start talking. Like, I mean, clearly.
No, it's nice. No, I can hear you. I have also here one. I'm using this one, but I have there one that I
Yeah.
always say, well, one day I'll use it. But since we always go in and record directly, so
Mm.
I say, well, I shouldn't
This
give
is
it as
very
an
clear though. Whatever you're
yeah,
using is very clear.
basic
It's
ones.
perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
noise
Sometimes the
canceling.
most simplest things are the most effective. I feel like we always think we have to make something so complex, and it really doesn't need to be like that.
No,
Yeah.
no, no. Simple is always good.
Beautiful.
So beautiful to have you here. Beautiful flower. Really, you're shining.
Thank
You
you. So
express it.
yeah.
You express it.
So yeah, this is the beautiful thing when you finally find the key, you know, the master key. And obviously it's not like one key, open the door, done. Of course not. But it's like when you really I, I don't know about your experience, but I
Yeah.
remember thinking of it as a Pandora box. And I was like, oh, no, I really did not want to know what I know now. And
Uh-huh.
literally put it down and like, I don't want to know this. I don't want to know this, head in the sand. And then it's been the most beautiful. Like when you really ground and you really like learn you, the true essence of you. And it's not anymore just external, you know, the way you've made yourself up in the mirror, the clothes you wear. And then some days you're just like, it's like generally, like when you are fully all
Mm-hmm.
aligned, it's powerful, so powerful. And yeah, now I just like, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, blessing.
Yes, there's nothing more beautiful than that, to be able to expand, no, and be in liberation and freedom of
Mm.
all the external things, everything that is, I would say, pushing us down. And
Mm.
when you get out of this weight and the masks, and you show up as who you are,
Yeah.
limitless,
Yeah.
no, with your
Yeah.
potential, which you don't know you have, but you feel it, and you don't know how much you have it, no. But when
Mm.
you become this
Yeah.
creator, when you allow yourself to just
Mm.
shine and no labeling
Yeah.
and just being, and that's so nourishing, so beautiful, so expansive.
Yeah. Yeah. And even now, like I fully feel and understand the depth of your words. And I know like there was a time where I'd be like, what are people, what are they talking about? I had no idea. But it's so beyond the words now.
Mhm.
It's just a feeling and knowing,
Mhm.
and it's just so beautiful. Like, yeah, it's just so for example, I feel like when you first like are navigating, because we're always navigating,
Mhm.
um you're seeking for the answer. And I think anyone listening to our posts, listen to our speeches, anything we're doing, it's kind of like you feel like you're running this way, and then you're like, oh, running this way, and then you're running this way, because that's what I've learned, the beauty of it. There's no answer, there's no right, there's no wrong.
No.
And so this day I might feel the energy of this and really feel like this is my message. And then I think it's important to see the polarity and to challenge that. And I think that's why often I think, that's why it's kind of terrifying and very confusing to start with, because
Mhm.
it's like we're so programmed to be like, oh, I see, thank you,
Mhm. Yes.
answer.
Yes.
No, no,
Yeah.
no. Oh, it's disappeared. And I think that's the biggest thing I've learned, is it's like keep questioning, question everything and keep questioning, questioning. Um, and just be content and happy knowing that there's actually probably not going to be an answer, and
No,
that's
no.
okay.
Yes. Be
So,
happy knowing you don't know anything, because it's so vast and it changes so much,
yes.
and there's no way you
Yeah.
can find the path within your mind.
Mm. But that's the beauty of it. And that's why it seems so cryptic, but it's not at all. It's actually so simple.
Yes.
So simple.
Yeah.
Like it's so simple that you can see how like the light, the vibrancy, the whatever triggers, because when
Mm-hmm.
you're in that mindset of wanting an answer or wanting this or needing to know, because you ultimately everything is here. So when you feel like this, you can keep this. So for example, I kept moving home, they kept having new relationships, blah, 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 blah. Same, same, same. Because we can do this, we can do this. And we always have three fingers pointing right back at us. And the biggest thing I learned was everything is energy.
Mm-hmm.
So even down to the twin flame, the soulmate, it's all essentially BS and not BS at the
Yeah.
same time, because it's energy.
Mm-hmm.
So the version that I was, however many years ago, was not the same version I am now. So how can I be searching for this one person in this whole world, and this person is my other half? That person was not that person maybe even a week ago. So it's like, as you up level and as you find your power and your love, and you just be so content and so happy in yourself first, giving yourself that love, yourself that day, whatever it is yourself needs, that's how you align then with someone you're equal. And that word is,
Yeah.
so whatever as well. You're equal, or, and also what I noticed is there will be tests,
Mm-hmm.
because then you'll be like, hold on a second, but why is this coming into my life now? This feels very familiar. And it's like, you're not just gonna have like, oh, I up level, and now here he comes, my prince, or whatever. No, it's a part of the game, isn't
Mm-hmm.
it? It's the whole
Mm-hmm.
beauty of the game. So I don't know why I felt like sharing that, but I did.
No, no, but I love it. It's this, I love that. It's this spiral. Well, many times you go back
Yeah,
and go back into the same thing until you understand you're spiraling back. And well, always with more teachings, no lessons. But yeah, we continue growing all the time through
yeah,
each of the experience. And like you were saying, I'm not now what I was 1 minute ago. How can I be?
exactly.
Because being who I am is being who I am in the now. So now I'm
Yeah.
already changing.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think often, like, don't get me wrong, like, of course, like, you can't be too much because, like, then things like these beautiful co-creations would, like, you'd kind of go to the other extreme of, like, do you care about anything? But as much as possible to just be in the today, in the now is so important to me. And so many people are like, well, what do you mean? I don't get it. It's like, what do you mean you have no plans? It's like, first of all, I don't live by days of the week anymore.
Yeah,
Like
neither.
the whole, oh no, we shouldn't be doing that because it's a Saturday and all. It's so much programming.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, but you don't have plans for the weekend? You don't have, and I'm like, no, I always have plans. But what those plans will be, I don't know right
I don't
now.
know.
And I'm really happy with that because then for me, that brings so much more magic and unfolding to my day because and it's not saying like everything that of course we have, our
No.
commitments when we commit to people. But generally I just love to just see it like a playground and like, okay, well, I feel like I want to be near the water today. Well, where should we go? What should I do? You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
let's do this.
Yeah, experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. It's one thing you were saying you don't live by the weekday. For instance, I sometimes hear, so nice, it's Friday. Or how
Yeah.
are you? You ask, how are you? Very good, it's Friday. And I'm like, oh yes, it's Friday,
Yeah.
but but every day is the
Yeah.
same. So really,
Yeah.
weekdays and weekends are the
Yeah.
same when you are enjoying your life and enjoying
Yeah.
the beingness and the surprises every day brings to you. So if you're again, if you're carrying something that it's weight for you, like a work, no, and that's why you're happy it's Friday, then it's to think about if you should, if you can, not
Mm.
everyone can, but maybe it, change the perception of your work or change the
Agreed,
job,
agreed.
but change the perception, give it,
Mm.
see it in another way so that you enjoy it and you're not measuring the day of the week you
Mm.
are in to be happy or
Yeah,
not happy.
yeah, absolutely. Because essentially, like, yes, okay, you know, there is an element sometimes when, say, maybe flow of money isn't just naturally coming in or an
Mm-hmm.
opportunity isn't coming, but okay, we do feel potentially sometimes our hands are a bit tied. But what I like to say is like, flip it to I get to. Okay, so first of all, say this situation you're in, actually, you could have picked multiple routes of that consistent money coming to you. So no, you do not have to be in that role. Okay, we're not saying you don't, get rid of your job and pursue your life and just trust and believe everything happens. No, that's not what we're saying. But what we're
No.
saying is if you're really going to something and it's really, making you count down your life, then consider a different option because essentially we are the creators of our reality. And okay, yes, why maybe we're building our business or our contracts, or if that is something that somebody wants,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, sometimes we don't always have like instant because then also there's an element of like, wow, that was easy, and we kind of don't always appreciate it as much. Whereas, like say, I don't know, doing an office job is really not nourishing your soul, then what other opportunity could you attract? because essentially, there are multiple paths, there are multiple routes,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why I love always thinking of like being the creator,
Mm-hmm.
because even in the most mundane things, we still have the power to truly be like, okay, do you know what? I'm not just going to quickly grab this cup of tea and just down it and run out the door. Okay, with this limited amount of time or something, am I going to really sit and enjoy this cup of tea? Or maybe shall I wait and go and get one on the way? Or we have so many different choices. Or like, actually, can I take time now to really just sit and be present and enjoy whatever is happening?
Yeah.
And like what you say, that's mindset.
That's
That's
mindset.
mindset. And yeah, that's something we can keep obviously having these beautiful high vibrational conversations. We can have a mentor, we can, go for counseling, whatever it is, but essentially those what they're just words until we take aligned action.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, we have to do that.
Yes.
Yes, we can have this beautiful conversation now and be like, wow, do you know what? I had such an empowering conversation earlier with such a beautiful soul. And I feel so, I feel so fueled now. But I essentially have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Me.
Mm-hmm. It's
So
you
we can
feeling
keep
it.
writing the notes, keep taking the courses. And that was the biggest key for me is, of course, we all have our different beautiful gifts that we are here to share. Because I also think, yes, we should prosper from it. There should definitely not be this giving away, but also we were given them to share.
Mm-hmm.
And if, say the technique right now of like, oh, pay me and then I'll share it isn't working, maybe you just need to share it and
Mm-hmm.
then see what happens. And so it's
That's true.
it's it's back to that, like there's not one rule that fits all. So yeah, I find it now like a kind of a game. I like to zoom out and almost watch my life and just be like, interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, the possibilities, no? Zoom out
Yeah,
and see the possibilities and then respond or choose based on what you see in the
absolutely.
moment, no? The step you're
Absolutely.
taking to
Yeah,
continue growing and expanding.
absolutely.
Yeah. I remember about 7.5 years ago when I started my prior job, I was feeling so bad because I had an enterprise, social enterprise, and I had to go back to work because I needed income and other things. And for
Mm.
me, that was a failure, no? But I was seeing myself sad and depressed and taking the train every day. I was like, no, I don't want to do this, no? And
Mm.
surely with that attitude, at work, I didn't have anything to do. I was sitting there and I couldn't do anything because I had the bosses around me. And I said, I have so
Mm.
much to do with my entrepreneurship, and I'm here standing, no, sitting and looking at the world.
Mm.
So one day I said, stop it.
Yeah.
uh, you will have something to do, you will create, you have these opportunities, you
Beautiful.
open your mind, change your attitude and just go. And it was a Sunday.
Mm.
On Monday I arrived to work and there was an opportunity. It completely changed everything. And in the
Wow.
morning I remember my boss coming and said, we have a new project, everything. So it really, and I was going to that job because I took it because there was a casualty, very, very strong one, a sign on, and I had a sign and I had to take it. No? And I
Mm.
knew it was for me to learn many things, which I did in these 7 years. But it was
Wow.
so, so striking. The change of my mindset, how it created
Yeah.
something different, completely different. And the
Mm.
perception changed and everything changed. But it took me
Yeah.
myself out of it, making the
Yeah.
effort to see things
Mm.
differently, to walk differently, and to say, okay, today I'm changing it. And
Mm.
it changed.
Yeah, that's so powerful and beautiful. There's two things from that. Go like linking what you've just said back to something. something that was quite personal happened to me. So when I was, doing the empowerment coaching and I was a teacher for like 12 years and
Mm-hmm.
then I, was a coach and empowerment and I was fueled. The fire, the Shakti in me was just like, "Ooh, let's go." And I remember, and obviously I was probably in an environment of people not with this mindset. And they were just like, "What do you mean you're just going to like, yeah, no, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna leap. I'm gonna leap into the unknown and all this." And I had, I had savings, I had money. And cut a very long story short, I had the like some could say the delusion, the optimism. I was like, this is happening. I will just get this and this and this. And I was so fueled. And yeah, I had a reality check and I literally had to, well, no, it wasn't a reality check because now when I reflect on it,
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea about business. I had no idea about networking. I had no idea about collaborations and so on and so forth. And yeah, I just had a whole lot of optimism. And my biggest lesson, there was two takeaways from it. The first one was from something in my particular case, and it
Mm-hmm.
makes me actually feel a bit emotional thinking about it. That was actually my ticket to seeing the world, something I made the choice of. And I had the like, I don't know, I feel really emotional about this. It's probably your
So beautiful.
energy making like together. Anyway, I had 12 years of like not knowing it, but I was actually empowering the younger generation. I
Mm-hmm.
was supporting them and their mindsets and like even until recently I went back home and I was at a train station. I felt this like people really staring at me and at first I was like, "Is everything okay?" And it was one of my first classes as teenagers. They were
Mm-hmm.
little year ones and they were looking at me and they, "Oh my gosh." And they remembered and they all were like talking about our little class bear and how like they adored him and it's like these cool teenagers all of a sudden
Yeah.
just melted into these beautiful like innocent, like they didn't even care. Like, so at first I thought, okay, be cool here because they're teenagers now, like
Mm-hmm.
don't be making them embarrassed because I was about to go like, oh, look how your little face has changed and get all cooey. And then I was like, no, 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 they don't want this. And yeah, it was, and it really like, I held it together, but it really made me emotional because it was like, wow, like the impact I had on them. And it was like more than 7 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
way more. And
Mm-hmm.
wow. And so to go back, sorry, to what I was saying, the first thing I realized what one of my big lessons was that, it's almost like when I then had my idea and what I was going to become, I kind of through my words or through my intentions and my actions kind of spoke so pure like not well of something that one was my ticket to the world that really prepared me to the point I got in my life. And all of a sudden, I didn't see the implication of it. So it
Mm-hmm.
was almost like, do you know what? You're going to have a reality check with that. And the second one was that back to our yes or no, it doesn't have to be this or that. It can be this.
Yes.
Because actually, in that moment, when I leaped, and I was so proud of myself still for fearlessly and courageously believing so wholeheartedly in myself. And I did for a year. I really, really like watching my savings go down and down and down and down and down, and not anything really coming in
Mm-hmm.
financially,
Yeah.
but so much happening opportunity wise in a way of making money, which you'll probably understand in a very different way. Because money is
Abundance, yeah.
essentially just a tool.
Yeah.
It's not like I was living in Bali for free, basically, for 6 months
Wow.
because I was investing in someone else's business and supporting them making retreats. But from my mindset, it was like, where's the money? Where's the money? It's like, Shelley, you lived in a villa for free for
Hmm.
6 months.
Yes.
So I learned so much. And that's when I learned it was like, okay, going to the waterfalls, going to the healing
Yeah,
ceremonies, and all
wow.
the things that, yes, I did need. That wasn't what your plan was, young lady. Your plan was to be investing in your business. So I had a reality check and it was like, so we're not going to have this and that now. You are going to go back and you're going to do your evenings. You're going to, and yeah, I did it. I did it. I was like, what is the maximum impact I could be doing right now? Well, do you know what? Something that I know how to do
Hmm.
easily and effortlessly through my passion. Go do it.
Hmm.
No excuses. Stop these storylines of like, oh, teaching's draining, this. No, you will go back and you will prove the strength of your soul, the strength of your vision, and you will have that stability then. But you are also a young lady going to be connecting in the evenings. You are going to be getting up at 4 a.m. and you are not going to be seeing like live for the weekend. So I was really happy for that realization, but obviously going through it, not
Yeah.
so much.
Takes effort and willingness.
Yeah. Um,
And you know it. You know it
yeah,
for it to be true, and you know you have to take that effort.
absolutely. And I think that's what I've realized about leadership now is particularly for me, and I'm sure the same for you, there's very much a lot in the masculine of like, and it's not saying a male or a
No, no,
female.
no.
Obviously, generally, sometimes men have more masculine and etc. But I was actually
Hmm.
very masculine most of my life, and
Me too.
even though I might have been sofa surfing or whatever, and not really having a home, that's not fueling and nurturing our feminine.
Mhm.
And although I couldn't see it until afterwards, like, wow, Shelley, you basically lived somewhere for free. Obviously, it was my time and energy, which is my highest
Yeah.
currency. So it wasn't free. They were very lucky.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Um, yeah. You you really didn't take care of your feminine.
Hmm.
And so now my big thing is like in all the decisions and anything I do, I think of her first and I think, does she have somewhere to sleep? Does she
Hmm.
have the food that she wants to eat? Is she like, does she have nature around her so she can go and just breathe? And like now that's so important, much more important to me than, you know, continuously up leveling and expanding my business, my goals, my vision, because actually this fuel and this push and this like go, I don't want that. I want balance. And I believe that is the new way of doing business, that we have to take aligned action, set it, and just know it is done.
Hmm. Hmm. Yes.
And yeah, and like for me now, it doesn't feel like I'm working.
Mm-mm. Yes. Yes.
And I
It's
and I
yeah.
think that's the biggest con going because we have this illusion that okay, right, do this paperwork 5 times or send it to this person and make sure you do all your emails and okay, I'm not going to get this done by 3, so I have to do it in the evening. Work to then pull back and then opportunities coming to you that are just like things that are just making you like I love to do this. And then it's like, this isn't work. No, it's not work because it's not work. It's a movement, it's
It's
creation.
creation. It's creation. It comes from the heart. Yes.
Yeah.
It's creation and it's expansion, yeah. And that's not work. And it's this infinite battery. Now this energy that is
Mm.
doesn't stop. It continues flowing for you to continue
Yeah.
creating, for you to continue
Yeah.
expanding, for you to continue servicing.
Yeah. And it's beautiful you say that because I feel most alive and most energized when I'm really in alignment.
Hmm. Yes.
Um, and yeah, that was one of the most beautiful realizations I had. Um, and I think that is a big thing that particularly, and it's not generalizing, but that I think lots of male leaders really like would really benefit from like tapping into more. And I know it's you can see it from some of them, especially like like this powerful man who has his strategy and he does his strategy and it will produce the results and I even see it like they message and you can feel that energy and you want 10 steps in order to create this and you can see and like before I was kind of like, kindly decline, And then I was like, no, because again, it's not saying I'm right and they're wrong, nothing,
Mm-mm.
nobody. But in me just speaking my truth of
Hmm.
actually, this is not the way I personally do it. However, and we're having a conversation then.
Yes.
We're
Yes.
sparking, we're planting a seed. Whether they think, what she's talking about or not, a seed has been planted.
Yes. That's the most beautiful. Yes.
Yeah. So I think even in our connections, it's just so important to still be in that authentic, like, okay, why am I not accepting this offer right now? Or why am I not feeling like reading this article? Instead of potentially being like, oh yeah, I'll have a look, knowing you're not going to have a look, how
Hmm.
can we say
Hmm.
it from a place of love?
Hmm.
A place of love that's still sharing
Yes.
and not making assumptions like, oh, this person will not understand what I'm talking.
No, no,
No.
no. Just being the
Yeah.
one thing that I always do. You get these offers for YouTube and for so many things that
Yeah.
come, and I always say thank you so much. No, I always or in general
Mm.
say I'm very grateful for you contacting me. I really am not looking for that, but I wish you all the best and the best,
Same.
no, the success, no? And then I always put with lots of love and gratitude. But it's
Yeah.
because it comes from me. And I
Yes.
remember that was, I've done that already many years because I really feel it. And I say, why not say it when I'm sending,
Mm.
do it with love and gratitude, no?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I remember one a long time ago, one community member when I had the community, 2018, 19, he said, you know what struck me? What shocked
Mm.
me? That you were saying with lots of love and gratitude.
That's
So you're
great.
using love a lot. And if it's usually business or so, we never use those things. No, we
Mm.
never use
Mm.
love. But I say it anyway.
Beautiful.
Because it's
Beautiful.
like you're saying, I'm giving and I'm giving love and I'm grateful for the connection.
Mm.
And in addition, it's like you're saying, planting a seed through the heart.
Yeah. And also, you see, even in him probably first being like, is she on another planet? Like, why
Yes.
is she ending? That's not how we do this. But that's the beauty. That the moment something is usually opposite to what we should be doing,
Mm-hmm.
that's the change. And
Yes.
that's the fierce, courageous one that through love and through gratitude, because not saying these words just mean them, like I genuinely mean, like, if that is your strategy that you have taken all this time and research to do, and that's something your soul has invested in because that's something you believe is going to expand
Mm-hmm.
you,
Mm-hmm.
I really, really, really believe that you will align and you will attract the most perfect people. However, also, I want to open your eyes that there is a way that you do not have to do it that way,
Mhm.
and that there is a way that you can just call in ease and flow if you want to. But if
Mhm.
you feel like you having that control and you being like, happy to just receive this when you could have something so much bigger
Yeah.
behind you, then I want the best for you and for your path and your journey and the way you want it to plan out. But for me, I don't want to just go for that because
Mm-mm.
in looking just at that, I miss all of
Yeah,
this.
that's this little point. There's this goal, but
Yeah,
it's not
yeah,
allowing for all opportunities to show
yeah.
up.
And often that is like what you said, even in written and in spoken. Actually, people might think that that isn't courageous or fearless, but that is knowing that, say, this is a businessman or a respected individual, and we must address them in a certain way. No, actually, from love, that is being fearless and create and courageous and actually standing out from the norm by being like, this is how I show up. This is how I want to present myself. And, if that loses respect or whatever in that sense, then I know what I'm aligned with.
Hmm.
Because anyone who really feels my heart and my message will not see it that way.
No, no, no. And if you're giving it through love, you don't really you respect to whom and you're giving it because you're giving all your love. No, so
Yeah.
reality you're always giving love. So if the person doesn't take it in like that, it's their issue because you have
Yeah.
given them the love because it's a person to person, no? And we are all love and we
Mm.
are all givers. When we allow ourselves to be, we are givers and receivers. So it's 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 yes, it is what it is. And
Mm.
it depends on everyone what they have in their mind, but there's always the seed. Somehow you connected with the power of being of the person, so with the
Yeah.
essence, and that's it because you are just sending love to that essence,
Yeah.
whatever it is, you know.
Absolutely. And that's why even like when you actually look wider than the whole thing, if I remember rightly what you said, after 7 years, he said that to you. So regardless of business opportunity, collaboration, all these buzzwords that we throw around, which are beautiful, that potentially that person stayed in your community receiving that love, maybe that lovely little from kind regards, all this whatever. He probably waited on that little bit of love each week, whether he knew it in consciously or not, and he stayed in your community
Yes, no,
because
yes,
he felt it.
yeah, no, he wasn't there. It didn't happen in 7 years. He said it that it was a shock at the beginning, but it was so nice because in a few months he converted himself into the same.
Mm,
So he was saying, "Look, for me it was a shock, and look at what I am today. I'm sharing love with
see,
people,
you see.
you know, and it's so
Wow,
nice."
so powerful. And this is literally the power of being authentically you.
Hmm.
And that was one of my other biggest lessons is like um this is upon reflecting on it. I 100% didn't know or think of it this way at the
Hmm.
time. But like once you kind of learn about the power of words or connecting to your heart and things like that, and I want to tell everybody, I want to fix everybody, and they need to know, and like no,
No.
no. And I get so many shivers now because it's like actually the best thing we can do is just showing up authentically as us
Hmm.
through our actions, through our words,
Hmm.
not putting them on others.
Mm-mm.
Like even now, say this goes out, the right people will hear it, and the wrong
Mm-hmm.
people, they will listen to the start and be like, what on earth? Click off.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yes.
when we actively, even if it's someone we absolutely love,
Yeah.
go with that intention to tell them, no, 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 no,
No,
no.
doesn't work.
Absolutely. So, it's just through authentically showing up, having like, oh, why have you laid your house out like that? Or why is she putting that up? Or, they will naturally question. And if someone questions, I always kind of like ask and I answer.
Mm-hmm.
Because who am I? Nobody is above or below
No,
anybody.
no, never.
So who am I to think that, they could look at my life and think I absolutely do not want to live like that. So we
Yeah,
should
it's okay.
never assume. Yeah, absolutely. So I think that was one of the most beautiful things. And actually that really helped me breathe.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think before like you almost like go into this like savior mode of like, oh, she's so heartbroken at the moment with this relationship. I will help her. No, 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 no.
That's
You do not help anyone, Shelley. And who are you to be thinking that you're in a position to help
yeah,
someone?
yeah.
So yeah, it's just like, right now, that's probably the perfect situation that that person needs to be in to
Mm-hmm.
truly grow. And
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, sometimes I can often like see ahead the answer or the solution. Obviously, there's no solution. It's up to the person. They have multiple routes. And it's like you take away that power of figuring it out for
Yeah,
themselves.
yeah.
And
And
that's why even if they follow your advice, there'll still almost be this resentment or whatever it is because they maybe achieved it, but they didn't do the growth
mm-hmm.
to feel like they deserved it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it is tricky sometimes, but when you see like even in my life or others' lives now, I try to see it as when they get on the other side of this is going to be so powerful for
Yes,
them.
yes.
And there's so much more I don't know, I can't think of the word, but you know what I'm trying to say. You can
Yeah.
feel it like it's like, yeah, it's actually really beautiful to be able to kind of see it from a different perspective.
Yes, yes. And know that everyone has their time and their way to do things or to
Yeah,
flourish,
yeah,
in their way when it's time for them. And we are no one to plant, well, to tell them how to do things because it maybe has served us, but it doesn't serve other ones.
yeah. And I guess like one thing particularly that really stood out for me when you contacted me, um, that I would be intrigued to know your stance on it or your thought on it was um particularly the words, and don't quote me if I say it wrong, but
Yeah.
you put something like sacred, I don't know if it was sacred sister ceremony or sacred ceremony, something like that in your title, was it?
In the title, I know intuitive counselor. That one?
Yeah. But I saw something, you had something else. I can't remember what the exact word.
Of the creator of the Guru Self Mastery Blueprint and host of the Leadership Circle
Let me just
podcast.
um because there was a particular, what was it? Oh, that was it. Okay. Maybe it was the leadership circle, but I just like, isn't that interesting though, that this has ended up being what I thought it said it was.
Oh yeah, I bet. Nice.
No, no, but I mean, like, I read the rest, but
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
what I actually intuitively, imagined it to be just through our conversations, it's almost like I just saw it as that. Isn't that
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah,
fascinating?
because
Yeah.
you felt it. It's the energy.
Yeah.
No, and you at the end, when we are aligned with our heart, and you just connect with someone, and you already recognize the
Yeah.
energy, and you take it in.
Yeah,
and
beautiful.
then somehow your mind translates that to, so you
Mm,
were translating it to sacred, what you said,
yeah,
but it's your mind translating that energy that you got,
yeah.
because it's
Yeah,
that.
so even though we obviously just planned this connection, it's like the thing I feel and see and would love your thoughts on is like how we can kind of like implement this on a much larger scale, because I feel like these conversations, or just yeah, just in general, I feel like they're just so important.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they
And
are.
also to just be out of the container or a sense, or in a coaching way or something. Just I like I just love the way that you, when I said, and I kind of asked that more just to see kind of how, because obviously I saw the intuitive bit, just to
Yeah.
see um how you were feeling like showing up, basically. So I asked you the question of like, would you like me to prepare anything? Which, by the way, I never ask anyone because I always know I'm just going to speak from my heart.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really interesting that I asked you that. And then when you kind of responded that way, I was like, yes, this is happening 100%. Because again, going back to the courageous and the fearless side of it, that actually is probably quite terrifying for some people
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
to to show up and be like, okay, so we're just going to talk about anything.
And
Okay.
what? What?
Yeah, and you're going to record it. So for me, I loved it. I was like,
Yeah.
this is my type of
Yeah, you
this is
said
my
that.
type of gathering.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you said that. No, because at the end, when you are in your heart, there's nothing to worry. It's like what you said before. No, nothing's wrong, nothing is right. Everything is perfectly imperfect. No,
Mm,
no, because it's really, we want, if we stay silent, it's because our hearts are being nourished. We feel that
yeah.
it's not that we don't know what to say. It's just
Mm,
because our hearts need the silence to take in the energy.
yeah.
But our mind is not, usually our mind is not able to understand that, and thinks if I'm in a conversation and
Mm,
it's being recorded, we have to talk. No? But
yeah.
no. So
Yeah.
there are sometimes there are some pauses, but it's because the
Mm,
heart is taking in, and or giving, no? And it's at the same time receiving. But there's always something to share. From the heart, there's
yeah.
always something to share, because we are here connected, we are mirroring, and we are learning, co-learning, nourishing, expanding, and everything.
Mm,
So it's amazing. But again, you have to experience that, so that you can trust, no, what you
yeah.
can trust your heart.
Of course. Of course. Yeah, it's interesting you should say that, because I was a little while ago I was co-creating a podcast which was
Mm-hmm.
called Zest to Zen. And what I really loved so much about that was we literally would just pick a topic each
Mm-hmm.
week and we would just speak.
Mm-hmm.
And it was one of my like favorite things to do each week, and
Yes.
just as we know, ebb and flow and things happen. It didn't continue right now. Obviously nothing's ever set in
Mm-hmm.
stone. But yeah, it was just something that I just love that when you put that intention out, and even like connecting with you, just things just align, they just come together and it's so beautiful.
Yes, it's magical.
Mm, yeah.
Very magical. So beautiful, Shell. I'm really thankful
Thank you.
for you having been here with me, co-creating in your heart, and in
Mm,
expressing so beautifully your essence, who you are, like an amazing flower shining. And
mm,
really, thank you for this, and yes, for more co-creation in the future. But really, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you for much
And thank you so much.
for being here
Yeah.
and being who
Thank
you
you. And
are.
thank you so much for reaching out and just, yeah, such a beautiful connection and yeah, just being the one to initiate such a beautiful connection. So I really appreciate you. And
Same.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I love you.